I just stumbled upon some really surprising security practices for NPM. Like, did you know that the NPM ecosystem has been hit by supply chain attacks and malware?
Wait, seriously. I knew there were issues, but I didn't realize it was that widespread. What specifically did you find?
Well, it talked about how pinning dependency versions can help avoid compromised packages. That caught my attention.
Yeah, I can see that. By pinning versions, you ensure you're using a specific version instead of automatically updating to a potentially compromised one.
Exactly, but doesn't that assume that the pinned version is safe? If someone compromised that version before you pin it, you're still at risk.
Good point. It's like saying, I locked my door, but if the key is compromised, it doesn't matter. What else did you find intriguing?
Another tip was to include lockfalls when committing to Git. It ensures all environments use the exact same dependencies.
Lockfalls really help with consistency, especially in CI/CD environments. But do they really prevent vulnerabilities?
They help limit exposure to new vulnerabilities, but they aren't foolproof. If a dependency gets compromised after you lock it, you're still vulnerable.
That's a bit unsettling. What about lifecycle scripts? I heard those can be risky too.
Right, malicious actors can inject harmful scripts into the lifecycle of a package. Disabling those can really help.
But isn't it common to rely on lifecycle scripts for setup? If you disable them, won't that break functionality?
That's the trade-off, isn't it? You gain security at the cost of potential functionality. It's a tough balance.
Speaking of trade-offs, they also mentioned using a permission model in Node.js to limit what scripts can access. But how effective is that?
That's interesting, but it doesn't guarantee security against malicious code. It can still execute arbitrary actions.
That's a bit concerning. I mean, if the permission model is bypassed, what's the point? Are there any other good practices?
Definitely, one suggestion was to reduce external dependencies altogether. It seems like a smart way to limit risk.
But isn't that a bit idealistic? Sometimes you need those dependencies for functionality. Doesn't it make development harder?
True, but if you can replace them with built-in modules, it could simplify things and enhance security.
I see your point. Like using the native fetch API instead of a library like Axios, right?
Exactly, it's about leveraging what the environment offers, but the trade-off is often a lack of extensive features.
It's so fascinating how security and functionality often clash. Did you see any tips for maintainers?
Yes, they emphasized enabling two-factor authentication. It's a must for securing NPM accounts.
That makes sense. It adds a layer of security, but I wonder how many maintainers actually use it.
Apparently not enough. Many still don't enable it, leaving their accounts vulnerable.
That's a missed opportunity. What other best practices did they recommend for maintainers?
Creating tokens with limited access stood out. You can restrict what a token can do, which is super important.
So it's like having a key that only unlocks certain doors. But what if those doors are still vulnerable?
Exactly, it's all about minimizing risk, but there's never a guarantee. There's always some level of exposure.
This really highlights how complex software security can be. It's a balancing act between convenience and safety.
Totally, and with open source, supporting maintainers is critical. Burnout can lead to security vulnerabilities.
Absolutely. If maintainers are overwhelmed, they might overlook security, making packages easier targets.
It's an ecosystem that relies heavily on volunteer work. Supporting them is crucial for overall security.
Right, and that's where donations or sponsorships come in. It's a communal effort.
Exactly, I think it's essential that developers contribute back to projects they rely on.
This whole conversation makes me rethink how I approach security in my projects. We have to be proactive.
Definitely, it's about building a culture of security awareness, not just reacting to incidents after they happen.
I love that. And it reminds me that every decision we make in development can impact security.
True, from the libraries we choose to the practices we adopt, it all adds up to a more secure environment.
So what's the takeaway here? Security is never just one thing, it's a holistic approach.
Exactly, it requires consistent effort and awareness across all aspects of development.
And with that in mind, How can we foster that culture in our own projects?
Maybe start by sharing these insights with our teams and creating checklists for best practices.
Great idea. Let's make sure awareness is at the forefront of our development processes moving forward.